stage television, got licenses for video games, EA and all of that, and brought me a huge audience. Many people think that's my quintessential work.
That's
you
true.
know, so every stage that you go, you have, but the song in Ghana was not a song that it was a song about timelessness.
Yes.
You know, so it stands all by itself because it belongs to a feeling and an energy and a vision. You know, when you see Dr. Kwame Nkrumah standing on that podium, and he made that statement, the liberation of Ghana shall never, you know, is linked, the independence of Ghana is linked to the total liberation of Africa.
That's true.
The song in Ghana is articulating the feeling of being Ghanaian.
That's
and
true.
In terms of articulating that, we also know the feeling of being Africa. And Africa united as one, but we're united through our hearts and our soul as one people and not through ideology.
Yes,
man. So that's that song. Yeah, man.
I've had the privilege time and again to apologize to Rocky Dawuni over and over from the very first time he said, listen, Blakk Rasta, let us own the music.
Yes.
Let's put in some African beats here, some African beat that, and then make the reggae stand up for us and represent our own music.
Yes.
And I was not in agreement in the days, and surprisingly, it happened right here at Music. You know, the other day, several years ago. Today, we are both proponents of infusing our own music and getting it to be ours. Congratulations, Rocky.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Would you say that this is what I sent you to the Grammy?
You know, the thing is that I like not to stress too much on the Grammy. I rather stress into, like, you know, the music industry, because awards are a product of excellence.
That's true.
You know, when it is properly executed. You know, so my whole thing is that, you know, when you find your own voice, your identity becomes something that many people, is an unquestionable identity.
That's true.
So that's why even back in the days when I saw, you know, all you guys, you know, I remember when even Stonebwoy visited me in United States for the first time, you know, and that's the conversation that we had, you know, about, you know, it's like, you know, the only things that you got to go in terms of sound, you know, you got to go, you got to pay homage to where we are inspired.
That's true.
And at the same time, too, you have to reach out and show where others too cannot go. You know? And so for me, all our brothers and sisters that I was connecting with, I was trying to, you know, push that idea that we have to have our own sound. We have to integrate high life. We have to integrate traditional music, because that's what I'm doing. And the world was listening. And I feel that, you know, it's not something that I will learn as an insight and keep it to me, because finding our own voice and articulating a musical form that we can all own as our own is the ultimate, you know, direction of any kind of creative mind.
Rocky Dawuni is my guest. Oh my God. And he was with the local crisis, you know. And then when he became a solo artist, he started looking at his own identity. Check out this one here. Connected. Oh my God, have mercy. I remember this clearly. Today, I picked up a copy of the cassette to bring to the studio and show to you. But for some reason, I left it somewhere I couldn't find it.
Oh,
what a shame.
Yes,
but I still have the cassette there.
Yes, man. Yes,
Rocky,
man.
how did this album define you?
You know, the thing was that this album was... this is from the movement.
Yes, the movement.
And the movement is my first record.
That's right.
And the movement really was... First of all, me growing my musical abilities.
Right.
Me working with my first band, you know, out of Legon, Local Crisis. Local Crisis sound. And then when I was ready to record, I was like, okay, I needed to also travel and go and really experience, you know, music, reggae music in different places. So I traveled to Los Angeles, you know, started really, you know, getting into the music scene over there. And then I came back to Ghana, and with the Local Crisis band, with them as musicians and people like Jackson Dela and all the great musicians that were around, they all came together to work with me to record this album, The Movement. And The Movement, the beautiful thing about The Movement was that when it was released, it was an underground, you know, obviously it was popular in here, but in the US, it became an underground record. And it started being, you know, sent around within the reggae world. And it led to one of the tracks, What Goes Around.
What Goes Around,
being licensed for an album that Atlantic Records was putting out at that time, the compilation album, myself, Steel Pulse, and other people, that was reggae introducing me for the first time to American audiences. So right from the first album, there was that trajectory. There was that, you know, so we've been building, you know, because we had to build, it was like one-to-one combat. You know, you have to go to the place, you have to connect with the people had to know what you had to offer, and the people had to feel that what you had to offer is reflective of how they feel excellence is, you know, and that's why for me...
This is 3FM.
Yes, man.
What was it like being described as Bob Marley's incarnate? Did you feel good about it? Did you not?
You know,
feel
nobody
good
can
about
take the Bob Marley's role. Bob Marley did his work pure, perfectly. I can do the Rocky role. You know what I mean? And that's what it's, and we are all, everybody's influenced by somebody.
That's right.
But it's part of the journey. And then, you know, part of the journey, people get to really understand who you really are. I mean, if you want to listen to the early Wailers records, you see that it's all Curtis Mayfield. You know what I mean? Because the Wailers band were trying to imitate American bands, American soul bands, you know, so that's how it started. And they dress like the same thing, they cut their hair like the same thing, you know. So everybody starts from somewhere and all of this. So when I came out of the bat and there was really that, you know, comparison, all of that, you know, for me, you know what? It's about the message. It's about bringing positivity in the world. It's about music that you know is going to leave an indelible mark
Did you feel
in the
good
social
about it?
construct of it. Of course, I felt good about it.
This
There's nothing
is
negative
3FM.
about that comparison. You know, you have to give thanks, you know, and then the onus is on you to keep doing your work harder. Yes.
Did Jamaicans also feel the same way that you had Bob Marley's influence in you?
I can't tell as to the, you know, Jamaicans, what Jamaicans felt or didn't feel about me and all of that kind of stuff. You know, for me, it was music that I expressed in my own way, and I think that when for people to even start having your music in that kind of conversation, obviously there's certain elements of your music that they feel convinced about, but I think it was also a newspaper item that was you know, this is how I think the whole thing actually started. New Nation magazine, when this record came out, so this record found its way to England. And then New Nation magazine, which was one of the biggest black newspapers there, did a huge article about the album. And the title of the album, the article was Ghana's Bob Marley. And I think that was kind of the beginning of that whole kind of connection and comparison and all of that, you know. But, you know, in the long run for me, it's about the message. It's about, you know, having music that has some meaning, having music that, you know, really ignites, you know, just brings people together. Having music that points to the other part of uplifting everybody. You know,
all right.
And I feel that is what my music has.
So Ghana's Bob Marley is here. My brother, my sister, Rocky Bob Marley Dawuni is in the house, and we're having a beautiful conversation. In fact, I remember when What Goes Around was all over the place in America, and we were all so proud that a son of the land had hit the bullseye.
This is 3FM. Blakk Rasta.
Are you feeling irate?
What goes around comes around. Whoa, yo, yo, yo. Someone's talking and I don't even wanna be there. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm worried and I can't even just understand. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. So hate me if you have to hate. One less person to hate. You think you get to rearrange? It's no longer right again. You're taking me up, you take me down. But I'm still believing dread. And it's love that I wanna keep to you. One more thing to say. And no matter what you do, I wanna let you know what goes around comes around.
This is 3FM.
What goes around comes around. Someone's talking and I don't even wanna be here. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe I'm worried and I can't even just understand. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh my God. Rocky Dawuni. And this one is called What Goes Around. And I can tell you nobody has this one. Yes, nobody has this one. We got it by magic. Years of insisting and fighting.
Yes, I have all your texts and all your threads.
Oh my God. What goes around?
Yes,
oh my
man.
God. Now, Rocky, tell me, did you ever get any criticisms for sounding like Bob Marley?
I didn't think I sounded like Bob Marley. You know, I mean, if there's vocal tonalities and all of that kind of stuff, it's from inspiration. You know?
For real.
But I never heard anybody say anything in the negative. Because you know what? If you're trying to be something and your music is not up to par, and what you represent is not up to par, that's another whole conversation.
That's true. That's true.
But this album, when it came out, it arrested the attention of people. And up till now, it stood by itself.
So nobody ever criticized you?
No.
Oh, whoa.
No.
What's the worst thing you've heard about your music?
The worst thing I've heard about my music is just people not really understanding the expanse of my music and limiting me as a reggae artist.
Oh, okay.
Because I tell them that you only have not heard the fullness of what I represent. Afro roots.
Afro roots?
Yes, man.
Afro roots?
Yes, man.
This is Rocky Dawuni. Oh my God, have mercy.
This is
rich and very qualitative. The horns screaming all over the place. Oh my God. Authentic Ghanaian music, right? Oh my God. So this is Rocky Dawuni with a thing called Chen Chen Bi Edimewu.
Yes.
Why did you settle on this song?
Because it's a song that inspired me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a song that, it's a classic.
Yes, it is.
In every aspect.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When you're expressing things and you feel like you need to put in energy and refresh it for a new generation, you always go for ones that you feel you can connect with it soulfully. And I felt that this song is just, something that, I could put my energy in it and refresh it. And then, and I had Sarkodie on it.
Yes, Sarkodie is on this one.
So, open the dimension. And then people have done various versions of it. Reggie used, the same foundation for, Keep Your Eyes on the Road and all of that. So it goes to, tell about how important and foundational this song has been to a lot of Ghanaians and a lot of musicians.
For real?
Yes.
Rocky, what worked for you? I mean, there were so many other Ghanaian artists. Is it because you have a white wife?
What do you mean?
I'm saying,
yes.
So many other musicians were around before you and even after you, but you stood out.
Yes.
Many people credit that to the fact that you had a white wife who opened a lot of gates for you and all that, apart from your sound.
Yes.
Is it true?
People are always going to have their whole concept of, what happened in your life. You know? But the thing is that, Kerry has been an instrumental part of the label.
Right.
She's been part of the promotion and all of that kind of, just like how everybody, you have your team, so, she's been very instrumental in terms of pushing and all of that. But no matter what openings are there, if you don't deliver the quality and you don't keep innovating and you don't keep making the music that you make, it's never going to happen. So when people think that it's just by that reason that, no, that was part of getting me and pushing me out there and all of that kind of stuff, because she was working in the management aspect and she was also working within the independent label aspect, but the music itself was constantly quality. And I feel that the music was the one that pushed me out there.
Okay. Just that you wouldn't say that I made this up myself. We all remember Wendy Shea saying that your, nominations, Grammy nominations, some of them she believed came by some. I think you even had a way you responded to that accusation.
Who said?
Wendy Shea. Wendy Shea said that your nomination at the Grammys hinged on the fact that there was a certain kind of mafia because you had a white wife and you had a white team supporting you. So I hope you heard it. Did you hear that?
The thing is that if you're going to follow everybody's perspective of how, once if I wasn't nominated, nobody will even say anything, but once you're nominated, everybody thinks they have a reason and they know how it happens. Listen to my music, that is a true hard work. So if you are not going to do that hard work and you feel that there's going to be some backdoor deal that's going to happen for you, that's not really how the world works. It works for certain people,
3FM.
but that means that you have to sell who you are. I've been an independent artist throughout my life, and I've made all things happen through sheer hard work. So it's up to people to judge it. But
do you have a good management team?
Yes, I have a good management team, but I think that you got to be manageable for your management team to work, because management team can only do as much for an artist who is inspired. If you're not inspired and you're not working and you're not leading, the management team cannot do as much for you. So you have to have that zeal so that when you have the right team can be able to leverage your passion and your zeal and magnify it to success. Success is not really guaranteed to anybody. You know what I mean? So it's all about just positioning yourself in such a way that
3FM.
when the doors are open, you are able to maximize that opportunity. And that means being ever ready so that your team can be able to push you out there too.
Rocky Dawuni is my guest. Yes. And interestingly, every Rocky Dawuni album that comes out, I say, this is my favorite. Every Rocky Dawuni album that comes out, I say, hey, this is my favorite. And my new favorite, my brother, my sister, is that beautiful one that had your hometown as is album title.
Voice of Boom Boom.
Voice of Boom Boom.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a very diverse,
my God,
approach.
Recording quality.
Yes.
Voice quality.
Yes.
Production quality.
Yes.
And this is my favorite on the album. Listen to it. I love it.
This
Odome huwa wedia na juwe mesi demada and from an every boy Nuchubrika na mambo Odome huwa wedia na juwe mesi demada and untiwara odowara menywa na juwe mesi demada odowara wedia na juwe mesi demada.
Rocky Dawuni, and this one is simply called Wara. High Life Special. Oh my God, have mercy. Now, yeah.
How you go? Sekete patremio anajuwe nene wara. Since you toa, sent from a boy. No matter the situation, anajuwe nene wara. And intiwara odowara meni anajuwe mesi demada odowara wedia na juwe mesi demada.
Oba carry you. Missy Anajuwe. Rocky.
Yes.
Sometimes, do you feel like you should mention your wife's name in your music?
No. I think private things stays private.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Bob Marley never did that, And I don't really see international artists do that.
Yeah, your private life is different from your, you have to be able to.
But interestingly, this kind of music that you're singing right now, High Life,
Yes.
sees that as very important.
Yeah, but I'm a global voice.
I like that.
And the thing is that when I articulate something, I articulate it on behalf of everybody.
Wow.
Not really through my personal experiences, but we make music that when everybody sings, it works within their context.
Oh,
Yes,
have you ever made any music for your wife?
No.
Would you ever do that? Without necessarily mentioning the name like Bob Marley.
As I said, private. As I say, private life stays private.
Private life. Oh my God. And I love this one too, baby. Oh, it's about the bride price and all that. Voice of Boom Boom,
Yes.
Volume 1. I can go home now and rest. I can rest now. Yes, I mean, Rocky, you are such a phenomenal surprise. When it comes to reggae, you are there, you are giving it in the hardest form. When it comes to high life, in fact, you don't look like high life. Because for high life, we would want to see you in kente and white beard and everything. I mean, doing this kind of authentic high life.
Yes.
Congratulations on this one.
Thank you.
Now you have a brand new one out, and it's called the Shade 3.
Yes.
What kind of music is Shade 3?
Shade 3 is Afro roots.
Afro roots.
But Shade 3 is inspired by a fusion of hip hop, reggae music, and then also a message-driven, Afro roots energy. It's about, it's about fusing. It's actually a diasporian sound. By diasporian sound, I mean that a sound that is steeped from Africa, but you also integrate sounds that people of Black origin have innovated around the world.
Yeah.
So when we create pieces like this, I feel that's why the video too, I had to go to Brazil to go to Bahia. And a place that is the, people of African origin, that's like the capital. Brazil, the biggest African population outside of Africa, and Bahia, the capital of it.
Wow.
So I had to go there to really also capture the elements of African culture that has survived and translated over time and has become an integral part of Brazilian everyday life. To talk about the concept of the shade tree. I mean, you remember in our villages, we have the baobab tree, the big tree there. Everybody gathers under it. Shade tree is a place of agreement, a place where whether you have problem, whether you be NPP, you be NDC, whether you like this chief or you like that chief, whether you be, no matter what you be, if you come under, we all are united by one shade. And there too is a place of conversation and a place too of connecting to who we are as one to each other. And so this was where this song came from. But I wanted it to be something that was, because the message is simple, yet heartfelt, I wanted it to be driven by a groove that is unquestionable, unquenchable, and takes no prisoners.
I love the bass line of this one.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
And of course, the lyrics.
Man.
I mean, the bass line kills it for me.
Yes, man.
I can play this over and over and just hum the bass line alone all through.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Did you produce this song yourself or somebody else did?
Yes, I produced it and I worked with a collaborator, Anthony Brewster, who has collaborated with me a lot of times, and we co-produced this together. But then we had the mixer too, is Kill Million mixed it. Kill Million is it's one of the top mixers in the world,
Wow.
Yeah. He's really mixed, Black Radio by Robert Glasper that won, Grammys and all of that kind of, that's Kill Million.
Oh, wow.
Multiple Grammy award-winning mixing engineer.
Oh, wow.
So he mixed this project.
He must be very, very expensive.
He's the things that he's extremely expensive, but when the work speaks to him, that kind of, he puts his heart to it.
How much did it cost for you to mix this with Kill Million?
I can't talk about business on that. Live to everybody, Blakk Rasta, everybody they listen to you. You want me to talk my personal information on here? Now all the personal, they become public.
Oh my God, have mercy. I remember we are live on Conscious Vibes.
We are live.
And TV in Manchester, Connecticut. My brother, my sister, Conscious Vibes Radio and TV in Manchester, Connecticut. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So this is Tree.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, man.
Check it out and check the bass line especially.
This is 3FM.
it. And it's called Shade 3, a Q Million mix, my brother, my sister. This is Rocky Dawuni's latest. Oh my God. Now, Rocky, I hear this one has been put in for the Grammy, true?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's in consideration.
So you are on your way to a 4th Grammy?
We are always on our way.
This is 3FM.
It looks like the Grammys has actually become like your backyard.
No, how would it become your backyard?
Anytime you want to enter there, you enter.
No, everybody, you know how many people you are there?
Please give me the key. Give me the key to the Grammy.
No, there's no keys.
Whoa!
But your works was
okay. Give me the shoes. The shoes.
Your works were also, all you have to do is put your works up and then it will be in consideration. Any work that's released.
Is it that easy?
Yes.
You just put in your works and you are.
Once it's released on Spotify, anything, you can have your work be considered and be considered.
Maybe it has to be mixed by Q Million.
Oh no.
This is 3FM.
That is the work that you put into your craft.
That's right.
So I think that we become too fixated on the Grammys.
I realize you're trying to avoid the Grammys.
Yeah. Not to avoid. The thing is that it's part of the industry.
Yes.
And almost since I started getting nominations,
yes.
Everybody is almost like this golden fish, like, oh, there's some key, there's some door, there's something.
Some shoes.
Oh, Rocky, can you come and lecture me on how to? Oh, Rocky, can you take me to go and meet the father of the Grammy? Or you can, I'm like, guys, it's an award, Ghana Music Award. I don't win any of them. So nobody they ask me if I know people. I don't know any people.
If you get keys or you don't get keys.
I don't get keys. I get nominated somewhere else and everybody asking me if I have a key,
Do you think that Ghana hasn't really gravitated fully to your music as the West has done?
The thing is that you don't live and do your works based upon waiting for a certain aspect of what you think is success to catch up with you. I'm a Ghanaian, and that cannot be taken away. When even Hymns for the Rebel Soul, most people don't even know this, that Hymns for the Rebel Soul, that's my album, that had Download the Revolution, that was put on FIFA for the World Cup.
Yes.
It was a huge thing.
Yes, it was.
African Reggae Fever, off of that record, was also put on video game around the world.
I'm happy to say I was the first person to play it on radio.
Exactly.
Yes.
I remember that.
Through Daddy Bosco, who brought it over to me.
Exactly. So
ordered by you to be given to me.
Exactly. Yes. And that record was nominated for NAACP Image Award for Best World Music Album.
Wow.
And that was how my presence in America started growing. In terms of radio, TV, video games, and all of that. So post that was how Branches of the Same Tree, also with that popularity, also people who were voting for the Grammy and all of that kind of stuff started paying attention to my music.
Right.
You see, so everybody thinks after you've worked so many years, attained so many things, you get to a place and everybody thinks that there's like some shortcuts. That's why I always say that focus on the craft, because that's how it worked for me. And for me, it's not one place that I'm focusing on. I'm trying to make good, great music that inspires people and bring people around to the world.
What's the ultimate for you in music?
Ultimate for me?
Is it a Grammy? Some people say, till I reach the Grammy, I'll never stop. When will you stop?
I can't stop. I'm a musician. That's my mission.
What's the ultimate for you?
The ultimate for me is there's no ultimate. The ultimate for me is that once it's a mission, it's ingrained in your fabric and your DNA.
Wow.
And it will be with you for eternity.
Interesting.
Yes, man.
Interesting.
Yes, man.
Rocky, aside from the Shade 3 for now,
yes.
Did you buy Rita Marley's house? Oh, this is business.
This is something I can personal business to.
This is 3FM.
Well, it is common knowledge that you bought Rita Marley's house, and then is it true? Is it a lie? Ghanaians can lie a lot. Is it a lie?
You keep asking the same question.
Is it a lie?
I'm not saying yes or no.
So you plead the fifth, or is it the seventh?
Deniability right here, and I
This is
plead the
3FM.
fifth right here, so nobody can quote me on saying anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
This
Are you
is
looking for
3FM.
angles?
but I'm going to ask you, if you had the opportunity to buy Rita Marley's house, would you buy it?
You're sounding like cross-examining me at the High Court of Ghana, and I plead the fifth unless counsel is in the house.
Oh my God! have mercy. No, but I'm honestly excited. I'm very, very excited. What's the relationship between you and the Marleys?
Oh, I've been good friends with the family for a very long time. I've known Ziggy, and Rita, and Rita has been supportive a lot, when I started my career and all of that. And, I've been in Miami in all of the big events. Actually, when Marley Coffee even launched, I was really very involved with that, with, a lot of the brands, the beverage brand and all of that. I was very integral in terms of the early parts of promoting it. So we'd even do unique events together where me and, then we'll do like a concert. We did one out in the mountains in Colorado, and apart from that, we've just had a very good, personal relationships, and they've been very respectful of my career and my trajectory too.
Interesting.
And,
interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Now, Rita Marley was trying to have a Tough Gong studio right here in Ghana. That was what she wanted to do. She even started it. I had the opportunity to go check it out and all that and all that. Are you going to have a version of the Tough Gong studio in Ghana?
Blakk Rasta! Call counsel into the house again. Well, we give, the thing is that in the long run, I think it's all about, all of us carrying forth the beautiful legacy that Rita Marley brought to Ghana, in terms of the family being connected to here.
Yeah.
And, also coming to live in a brewery and as a queen mother and helping to really amplify,
right.
Her engagement with, the traditional authorities there and, bringing the energy of the Marley family to come and, come and connect with our country. And I think it's something that we're all very happy and grateful about. And we have to keep honoring all the work that she did for us and as a country. And for me, that is, one of the things that I keep pushing, that, Rita has done a lot for this country, and we are glad and we are proud of that.
Would you change the name of the house to the Rocky Dawuni house? Or it will still remain the Bob Marley house?
I think you're asking questions that are based upon speculation.
Speculation.
Yes.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
This is 3FM.
All right, so my brother, Rocky Dawuni is in the house. I'm going to ask you two last questions and I'm done. Your brother is a king. Let me put it in that aspect, that respect.
Yes.
Would you take over from him when his tenure is over?
There's no tenure over unless the person is not around. So I can't wish to take over from my brother.
Ah.
Yeah, he is, and I'm a musician. So we work very well together, and we complement each other in terms of our work. And then the most important thing is that he has brought a certain aspect of kind of dimension to his tenure as a chief, trying to connect traditions to development and big ideas, and now we have our annual festival that we do, that he does so November 18th, anybody that is listening, the Bumbon Linujil Festival is happening, where he sits in state, and it's like a yam festival, and people come from all around, and I usually do performances too there. So that's coming up. So, you know, anybody that's listening, this is your opportunity to come and experience me in my traditional home in Bumbon in northern region.
Okay, so Rocky Dawuni says he's a musician and he's not too interested in becoming a chief, right? True?
Whichever way.
It's another speculation.
This is 3FM.
Producer, find me a photograph of Rocky Dawuni sitting with his brother on his throne.
Oh, but another thing we need to talk about my UN General Assembly.
Oh, okay.
Thing, you know, because I feel it's very important.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want a photograph so that you see Rocky Dawuni in his regalia. You know, full regalia. I love the straight face and the seriousness. Oh my God. Please accept to be my village's chief.
This is 3FM.
And you will see a slim Rocky Dawuni skanking to the tin, especially at the end, moving one by one slowly. Oh my God, have mercy. I mean, it looked like the gates to heaven with African reggae fever and all the people involved in the whole thing. How did the concept come about?
You know, the concept actually, African reggae fever had my, my good friend who directed, actually he eventually directed, African Reggae Fever was first before he directed African Thriller. So he is a photographer and, you know, works within Hollywood, you know, a great, you know, works on like very, 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 very high-end movies and stuff, but a good friend of mine. So when I had finished mixing that record and, you know, and then all of a sudden there was an EA interest too in terms of using it for the World Cup. You know, he came up to me and he's like, you know, I have this really amazing concept that, you know, for this video, a video for this song. And so I gave him the free rein, you know, for him to, you know, bring his ideas and put it together. And he creatively, you know, like really brought it together. So a lot of times, you know, it's just the creatives too who are around you who can interpret, you know, your works in a way that, you know, takes it and gives it new life, you know.
Rocky, looks like you spend a lot of money on your craft. So much money and energy.
Why do you think why you think I still don't get money like you?
Oh my God.
Because it's all in the music that you hear. Everybody say, oh, Rocky, like, why you know build this? Why you know that? Like, have you listened to the music? All my investments went into creating and making works that I feel that are representative of, you know, as to say, you know, the music, it's a calling and it's a mission. So you have to sacrifice everything to make sure that you're worthy of it.
Have you ever recorded any music, released it, and then later thought that, boy, after listening to this song after maybe a year or so, I shouldn't have released it. It could have been better. I should have kept it aside?
You know, I feel that once it leaves your hands, you don't have to have any regrets if even you don't like it. It's art.
Have you had that feeling before?
I don't think so.
You don't?
Yeah. I mean, there are records that right now I think are just like, okay, maybe I could have it mixed again. Because it's a new time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe the new technology could make it better in a certain way and eke out certain things. But, you know, certain things are period pieces.
Yes.
And you have to keep them like that. Like when I listened to even the mix that you were playing for, you know, the movement.
The movement, yes.
If we're mixing the movement today with Pro Tools, it will sound different.
Different, that's true.
You know, but there's some magic to that snapshot of time, how things sounded and how things felt, that I feel that the authenticity alone is much more valuable than always having the sonic perfection.
Do you still have the tapes? Can you remix them?
Yeah, I can.
Wow.
Yeah. The version you even have is a cleaned up version from the tape versions. Yeah.
And that's exclusive, please.
That's exclusive. So, but now you've made it. You said it on your show. So now I can't say that you are the only person I'm gonna give. You already tell everybody, so I have to give to everybody now.
Oh my God! All right. So I mean, Rocky.
Yes.
I mean, you do a lot of work with the UN.
Yes.
It looks like everybody in Ghana wants to work with Rocky. People that I've spoken with, and I'm not faking this. They always tell me that they like to work with you because you pay good. And I realize that you've done a lot of work with the UN and you're still doing a lot of work with the UN. Tell me, how did they select you? How did you find them? How did they find you? And what is it exactly that you're doing?
Well, UN does not select you, you know. I think that I have always believed in leveraging, you know, my music for social impact. And as you can see, the content of my lyrics, are about, you know, making the world a better place. And so with that vision, I've always been involved in initiatives, even when it came to the Guinea worm eradication initiative. You remember I was heavily involved in that?
Yes.
I brought a lot of artists to work in that. I had Samini, I had a lot of people take them on trips to the north to go and, you know, push for clean water and all of that. And even that advocacy led to the eventual eradication of guinea worm in the country.
True.
Most people don't even know that, like how much work that I did in terms of really galvanizing artistic voices and bringing various sectors. So with that work and also my concerts that I was doing at the beach, my Independence Splash every year, everybody that played had to do some social initiative, you know. And I think that once I started doing that, then my name started circulating within their UN world, you know. And then there was an initiative, Product Red, which was Bono's initiative that he did for Africa. I got a call that, you know, your name came up, you know, people are very impressed with the work that you do with music and art, and we're doing this work. And then I started doing a project on that. And then when Hillary Clinton launched the Clean Cooking Initiative, I was there one day and I got a call and said, you know, Secretary Hillary Clinton has chosen a few people, including you, yourself, Julia Roberts, and Jose Andres, to be the first ambassadors of the global, the Clean Cooking Initiative.
Interesting.
So I was called to do that. And, you know, so all of these, and then even right now, as you know, an ambassador for United Nations for all of Africa for environment, this was also something that came true. And with the UN, obviously, you'll be vetted as to who you are and all of that kind of stuff. They don't just come and, you know, or you don't go and write an application, or you don't go and do something just to, it's something by your deeds he shall be known. And for me, as an ambassador, what I try to do is that I've also come to realize that we can talk about ideas in the world, but to really create those ideas, you sometimes need organizations that are working in order to help them amplify their ideas, and also sometimes to translate their concepts and ideas to the ordinary people too, who need to comprehend that in order for them to act on it.
For real.
So I bring that middle ground of using the tools of cultural diplomacy and intersecting it and interfacing it with the UN world, and in doing so to really try to advance things that I feel impact people. And I think that that is what the whole gist of my work with the United Nations has been about. And that being said, what I was actually referring to earlier on to was the recent United Nations Goodwill, what's called the General Assembly. where the Prime Minister of Barbados went onto the UN floor and quoted my lyrics to the other world leaders. And the thing that I feel is very important too is that it's musicians and artists now having the works that we talk about being integrated into ideas of the future, the ideas of governance, the ideas of nations and their connection to nations. When Haile Selassie gave his famous speech, it was the concept of universal brotherhood on the floor of the United Nations. So as a Rasta man, to have several years again, my words on the same floor being articulated there, it shows the importance of reggae music and its message and how its message has become very instrumental and now are playing a central role in the affairs of the world.
For real.
Yes.
Oh, unfortunately, we have run out of time, but I'm going to ask you one last question. If I'm not careful, I'm going to keep asking one last question for the next 100 minutes. So I'm going to really make this the very last question.
Yes.
Israel, Palestine. I was in Israel, and I also went to Palestine. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet both leaders, Mahmoud Abbas on one side, and then the other leader on the other side, and some other wonderful people, which was in the news. It was very nice. Now we're hearing about fighting, and I'm asking you about Israel for obvious reasons. You've been to Israel, you have shot videos in Israel, and some other things that
I've been to Israel, I've been to Palestine, I've been everywhere. For me, my work is about bringing people together.
Good.
Finding the commonality within us and also the respect for each other. And I believe that when we are able to, I have Palestinian brothers and I have Israeli brothers, and these are people to see this tragedy that's unfolding in front of all of us. It goes straight to my heart. It pains my heart. And I feel that we have to rein back from the precipice of self-destruction and come and use the concept of dialogue and also guaranteeing the fundamental rights to each other and respect of each other's rights, because we are all children of God. You remember my song, Children of Abraham.
Right.
Children of Abraham is about going to the fundamentals of where we all come from. And until we are able to go and really see that commonality, I believe that our differences will always manifest in a way where it will be tit for tat, an eye for an eye, and all of that. So what I'm talking about is for peace to reign. Church leaders should be praying. Muslim leaders should be praying. Religious leaders should be getting their voices involved in so that the violence will cease, so that loss of life will be halted, and then we'll come back to our shared humanity. To know that this place, this earth, is a gift from God for all of us. And it doesn't discriminate. And we all have to work together in order for us to find lasting peace for each other.
Opinion,
I don't have an opinion.
You don't have an opinion?
Yes, I'm not putting an opinion. I'm talking about where we all need to be. That's under the shade tree.
Under the shade tree.
The place of commonality.
What do you think will bring about peace to these two people? Prayer?
I'm saying prayer will inform the spiritual aspect.
Okay.
And then dialogue and mutual respect for each other will also be the starting point to talk, because it's a very sophisticated and complicated issue when you go there and you also start really examining it. So it's not something that somebody can sit here and make a pronunciation as to the solution. If somebody had a solution, the solution would have already been had already. So what we are all trying to do is that when humanity, we face a big problem, it's going to take humanity to solve it. And the thing is that we cannot fighting and killing each other is not sustainable. We have to talk to each other. We have to live side to side with each other. We have to learn to love each other.
Okay. We have to learn to love each other, which is true. The same way I would have spoken to any other person if I was asked the same question, honestly. Finally, the last question, very last
Yes.
one. Ghanaian politics, are you impressed with Nana Akufo-Addo's government?
You're making me take a stance on politics.
Okay, so you don't
Okay,
want to...
no. My thing is to talk about issues where the issues are, not to really attack personalities and all of that kind of stuff. Because we live in a country where there are sides. People take sides. I'm for Ghana. I'm not for any political party. I'm not for any ideology.
Right, right.
So I think that right now the country is at a crossroads. You know, the country feels almost rudderless, you know, like a ship that is really sailing in the biggest storm, but we don't have confidence captains right at the helm to give us a direction as to where we're going.
Wow.
So what we need is for our leader to come and speak to the people.
Our leader. Yes.
Our leader. To come and speak to the people as to the concerns that the people have. Many people are going through problems. It doesn't matter what the political party you are. People are struggling. People have lost their jobs. People can't feed their families. People can't make ends meet because most people lost their jobs during the lockdown and all of that. And the informal sector, which is 70% of our economy, was all eroded without us having a master plan as to how to rein ourselves and restart our economy. So we need leadership and answers for that. And it's not going to come by saying that, oh, NDC or NPP is going to solve that. And that's what Ghanaians need to rise above to, is that political colors are not going to solve your problems.
That's right.
The problems of Ghana are going to be solved by all Ghanaians understanding that we have a problem, first of all. And that problem is to solve that problem, it's not going to take one person sitting around and waiting for some colorful political messiah to come and say that he's going to bring manna to you. That's a lie. So it's going to take all of us working. The only way we can get Ghana out of where it is for everybody to start working and everybody to work for themselves and everybody to make themselves better. That's the only way we can set the groundwork for leadership to be able to harness our readiness for us to move to the next direction. Because the whole thing of going to take a loan to bring it, and then everybody feels good for a short period of time because the economy is running and business is going, and then you keep owning, and then when they leave, you are owing, and then you go to the next thing. It's not a sustainable model. And I feel that every model of our governance is based upon, you know, taking loans and making we need to start producing. And we, the people, we need to start putting our trust that government will be the one that ultimately it will provide the environment. But we should also start creating our own resilience so that regardless of whatever happens, at least we are able to guarantee our opportunities and create our opportunities.
This is 3FM.
In one of your songs, you describe them as old wine in new bottle. What song is that?
That's Sweet Bride Day. That's from...
Oh, my God. And we played it earlier in the day, you know.
Oh, you play Sweet Bride Day?
Oh, yes.
Hey, Blakk, you the one Mata give me.
It's Nyabingi Friday.
Yeah.
And my producer said it's his favorite, one of his favorite Rocky Dawuni songs, you know. I remember when you made that tune, and every time I love to play it and I feel good about it.
Yes.
Old wine in new bottle.
Yes.
One sweet bride day.
Yeah.
Rocky, do you remember all your songs? I am marveled at the way you remember almost every song.
Yes, it's you know, because it came. You wrote it. You lived with it.
Yeah.
You loved it.
How come I can't?
You don't want me to say it on air?
Yes, say it, please.
This is 3FM.
Rocky,
you can't remember it, man. It a go in bloom of smoke, man.
Rocky, I want to thank you so much for coming to the show. Yeah, but I'm going to test you a little bit. Sing me a little bit of one bright day. A little bit of it. Kofi told me that he lost his job,
lost his house and lost his family. Another government takes control. Old wine in a new bottle.
Oh.
They politicking with so much politics. And the people are the sacrifice. So tell you why. Oh, why? She got the mood and I got the groove.
Oh my God, have mercy. Rocky, you remember everything. You remember everything. There's nothing you don't remember. Everything you remember. So
that song it says another government takes control. You know, because another government takes control because the people entrusted their beliefs, their views, their future into a group of people because they said that's what they would do.
Yes.
But then turns out to be old wine in
a new bottle.
My God. And they will be politicking with so much politics. That's all you hear. It's just talk. Everybody they talk. News, everybody they talk. Even the truth, nobody's walking on the truth. Everybody's defending when something is obvious.
Kofi told me that he lost his job. Lost his house and lost his family. Oh my God.
You know.
OLP.
Yes, man.
Rocky, thanks so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you and we love you. Thanks so much.
Yes.
This is 3FM. Blakk Rasta.
Are you feeling irate? All right, let's answer that now. Joe, original.
Okay, so this is where we bring it all to an end. Rocky, to not be fair for me to go without saying that, take a few 30 seconds and say something to the rest of the people in conclusion.
Well, I mean, I want to really send positive vibes and positive energy to all Ghanaians. You know, I know that people are dealing with, just hardships, but we have to keep being source of inspiration for each other.
Right.
Because the only way we can really be able to also get out of it is when we also are there for each other. And so we should focus on harmonizing and unifying ourselves and working together with a concept of one Ghana. One Ghana that transcends all our divisions, whether it's our politics, our tribal issues, which are all showing up in our politics, and all these things that become stumbling blocks to us realizing our fullest potential as a nation.
Yes.
So we should invest more and put more in the concept and make this union much more perfect union.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Man.
I appreciate you.
Yes,
this is Ghana's Bob Marley. So I hand over the microphone right now to Giovanni Caleb alongside AJ Sapo. My name Blakk Rasta. It's a beautiful Friday. And remember, oh my God, live clean and let your deeds be seen. Pray for Israel and pray also for Palestine and pray for the nation Ghana. Pray for the world and come together and live together as one. Catch me again on Monday between 10 and 2 until such time when I never come up again. God bless, no less, no stress. Blakk Rasta Sewa. Salam Nacho.